Well, we were at Cimarron, New Mexico for about 20 years. 35 or 40 years ago when we would have started on when we didn't very often, but once in a while we could get a long weekend. Planned to get here in time for a Friday evening show and some of those were at ACLOA. I'd gotten acquainted with Carl Soderberg. We moved, we weren't here very long until Carl caught up with me and said, "Hey, there's a meeting gonna be at the Highland Theater in ACLOA, and I'd like to invite you and Bonnie to come along with us." And so I went with him. We were familiar with the theater because we attended here for shows here and also at Popejoy. Anyway, by the time the evening was over, I was the coordinator for the housekeeping for the Highland Theater. Bonnie had already gotten involved in some helping with the productions at Popejoy and also at the Highland. And she's a seamstress, and she was involved in costumes and dressing and also makeup. And I used to tell the members of the cast that I'll do anything to support and help you people be successful, but you're not going to have me on the stage. When the curtains open up, I'm behind them. And it worked out well that way. But it wasn't too long and so I wound up meeting with her and going through the training. And next thing I knew, I was helping do makeup. And probably the single last job that I ever would have thought of myself doing in regard to theater was makeup, and yet I found it interesting. I'm certainly not an artist, but it was a challenge to get things. I think there were the favorites kept changing because everything progresses, and but I think some of the things that stood out was the teamwork and everybody working together, not just one specific show, but it seemed like it carries from one show to the next. And it doesn't matter what theater or what location we are, there's still the satisfaction of working with a group of people and making the whole thing fit together. I guess in some respects the high point was the fire, and was impressed with the way that the whole town of Albuquerque seemed to respond to that. But the next few days, we were swamped with people stopping by, and then moved out of town and moved on. Some were into professional entertainment, but others had been doing it as volunteer. But anyway, the response from them also was very supportive, and it was a huge blow to everybody. But it was sure impressive the way people came around and helped put things back together again. That you see people come in that are new experience for them. Over a period of time, they become outstanding at what they do, moving on because they're moving off from school someplace or looking for professional employment. But there's always more people coming on. And I think for particularly the younger people that come on, it's a tremendous opportunity for them to be put in a position where they accept responsibility, where they take on jobs, whether it's moving stuff on stage or filling a speaking part or just helping out in theater with ushering or anything else. The opportunity they have to take on responsibility and grow into it, it's part of their development. So the theater's not just performing shows for the benefit of the public. That's, I guess, the main thing that brings people together for it. But it's a tremendous opportunity for young people that are coming on to get that leadership experience and accepting responsibility and leadership as they move in and are working on sidelines or helping coach, and I think it's a real plus experience for everybody to go through that process.